The big thing about the trains is they're part of everyday play here at Chambers Bay. There are 52 north and 52 southbound trains from BNSF standpoint running through here, and 6 Amtrak trains running through here each day. We never really thought about eliminating the trains. We want them to run just as they do on a normal basis. They're a part of the golf course every day for everyday players, and we want them to be a part of the U.S. Open. And players, when they know something's coming, won't be as bothered as it's sudden sounds for them. It's something falling or those sudden sounds. If they know a train's coming, they may take a step off, but while that train's coming, they'll continue to play. And we think it's a very unique aspect, and we want it to be a part of the U.S. Open. The challenges fescue poses, first off, from a rough standpoint, you can see how unpredictable it is. You can see how there are seed heads that pop up like this. You can see how some areas it starts getting laid down when it gets long, and so it's it's not a very consistent grass when it gets very tall. This fescue grass, when it's mowed tightly, when it's a ½ inch on some of the run-ups and things like that, there'll be a lot of players that won't hit sand wedges. You can't really hit great flop shots out of here, particularly when it gets dry and firm and fast. You're going to see people from 100 yards out putt. You'll probably see a 100-yard putt out here off the front of the green. You're going to see people hit 3-woods, rescue clubs, 8-irons, pitching wedges. So it's not a course where you just hit it as far as you can and then hit a wedge onto the green. It's more about using your imagination and keeping the ball low a lot of times, particularly if the wind's blowing, things like that. But managing all the undulations on the greens and then in the fairways, I think, will be key out here. We're standing here on the 15th tee, a very iconic hole at Chambers Bay. The golf course only being 7 or 8 years old. Obviously the lawn fir in the background gets a lot of attention. It's photographed, it's famous in its own right, but really what's going to make this hole unique during the championship is the fact that it's going to probably provide the biggest range in yardages that we have on this golf course. We've got a back tee that plays 246 yards here onto 15, and then we've got a front tee that's going to play 100 yards less than that at about 140. So talking about the differences and what makes this course special and what makes it unique is the fact that we can change different holes based on the wind, the weather, the hole locations, and no better example than the 15th hole. The 9th hole is a par 3. Traditionally, the 9th hole is played as a downhill par 3. It's about a 90-yard elevation drop from the tee. The back tee on the top is 224 yards to a heavily undulated green. Really unique. We've never really had that much of a difference in teeing locations, particularly where one hole plays straight downhill and one hole plays a bit uphill. So 9 is a fantastic opportunity to identify the best players. That's what we're ultimately after. This has a lot of nicknames, whether you ask a caddy or whoever you ask, but I think Chambers Basement is probably the one I hear most often. And this is a very common design element in Scottish link-style golf courses. A lot of fairway bunkers, a lot of them hidden. You can't see them from which this one is. If you've never played the golf course, if you're back in the fairway, you can't see this bunker. I think it's a really great design element, and I think it's a curiosity for folks that don't know it's here. I think you'll see a lot of professionals in the practice rounds just coming down here and trying to see what they can do hitting a shot out of here. So there you go. Yeah.